located just 20 minutes from vibrant Waikiki, is Oahu's top visitor destination, the Pearl Harbor Historic Sites. And moored in the harbor is an American icon, the Battleship Missouri Memorial.
The mission of our organization is to preserve the Battleship Missouri and to share her story and place in history. The ship has been here for over 20 years now, and we've welcomed over 9 million visitors during that time. It'll be a welcome sight to have visitors walking her deck again. I love coming and visiting this ship. This is the most incredible job and work I've ever had. We have an awesome crew and staff here that love this ship, love her story. The ship was launched in 1944, very late entry actually into World War II, and her first battle was the Battle of Iwo Jima. Subsequently, the ship participated in the Battle of Okinawa, which was one of the worst battles of World War II. And because Harry Truman became President of the United States on April 12, 1945, and he always considered the Missouri to be his ship, he selected the ship to be the host for the end of World War II. One of the most important events in human history, the end of the worst conflict in the history of man, ended right here on her decks. Of course, the ship had lots of other history, participating in the Korean War, the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm. In fact, the Missouri actually fired the first shots in that war. And then, of course, everybody wants to come up and see the surrender deck and hear the story of a ceremony that ended World War II, which only lasted for 22 minutes. But any one of the tour guides, including myself, could go on for hours about all the stories that were happening around that great event.
At the Battleship Missouri, we offer a 35-minute guided tour where our knowledgeable tour guides will take you to the 3 most historic points around the ship, including the surrender deck where World War II ended on September 2nd, 1945. Afterwards, our guests are welcome to explore the ship on their own, where they can go above and below decks to see where our sailors lived and worked. So we have a kamikaze exhibit on board the ship in partnership with the Chiran Peace Museum, where you can also go down and read letters from these kamikaze pilots and learn more details about the crew's experience during that attack. It complements our guided tour, where we tell about a kamikaze plane hitting the Missouri on April 11, 1945. During the kamikaze attack, the pilot of the plane that hit our ship, obviously he died and he landed on board. Captain William Callahan decided to give that kamikaze pilot a proper burial at sea. So the burial of this kamikaze pilot by the crew of the Missouri is very important for us because it tells about the compassion and humanity shown by our commanding officer as well as the crew of the ship, something that was very rare at the time due to how harsh the war was in the Pacific theater. The Hiroshima exhibit is our newest exhibit on board the ship, and it features artifacts from the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And it tells about the bombings of both cities on August 6th and August 9th, 1945. In our Hiroshima exhibit, we also have a origami crane folded by Sadako Sasaki. Our Hiroshima exhibit is one of our rotating exhibits on board the ship. Every so often we will rotate our exhibits, so if you've come to see us before, please come back again because we probably have something you haven't seen before.
We've placed a lot of procedures and protocols in place, from wearing masks to socially distancing, to having our staff constantly cleaning surfaces and railings. The safety of our guests and our staff is extremely important to us. There's so many reasons to come and spend a day at Pearl Harbor and just soak in the history all around you. You stand here on the surrender deck where World War II ended, and you can turn to your right and see the Arizona Memorial where the war began, at least for the United States. There are very few places in this country where you can stand and really get a visceral sense of history and really feel it, and you can here. I really encourage everyone to take advantage and come out and visit Pearl Harbor.